What's going on, guys? Big Mike, D717 Outlaw, back with another video here on the Busa. Now, the title does not lie. We are putting a two-step launch control on the Busa. So now this will eliminate me having to worry about where my throttle hand is. I don't have to chicken wing it so much, which is usually like when you're on the throttle, your arm's way up high. This will kind of limit me from having to hold that position for so long. I can just roll back on the throttle 100% and it'll help hold my RPMs. So then all I have to do is worry about feathering out my clutch. So what ignition or two-step system we went with MSD ignitions on their Launch Master two-step. So this is a launch control and two-step for these bikes. Pretty universal plug-and-play setup. Plug one end into your coils. They have a wire here that goes to your clutch switch, and then of course plug it in to the box itself, and of course get power to it. Pretty standard setup. A lot of bikes that have a coil setup, this is going to be very, very universal for that application. However, for the Gen 2 Hayabusas, we have to, one, lift the gas tank up, remove the air box completely, and then go ahead and plug that into your coils, run the wiring up, put the box up there. But before we finish everything up, we have to run that blue wire up to our clutch switch. There are two wires on the back side of your clutch that will run down into your harness. We're going to try and find it in the harness in here, or at least in the back. That way we don't have a ton of wires coming up here to the front. I'd like to keep everything in the tail as much as humanly possible. But let's roll into this install and we'll check out the two-step in a minute. Alright, well, pretty quick for the first part. So we disconnected the coils, plugged the two heads in, so it's pretty much the harness comes with a male and female end. Pretty self-explanatory which side gets plugged into what. Plugged into all four of our coils. We still have the blue wire that goes to our clutch switch. I'm going to go ahead and clean up some of the wires here. These are all wires that are going with the air shifter and things like that, so just kind of excuse those. And yeah, we're going to go ahead and finish plumbing the wires back to the battery. And yeah, jump right back in. All right, guys. Well, a little bit of troubleshooting, and you can tell it's a lot later in the day. We had a little hiccup, which we followed MSD's wiring instructions, and we ended up, there was a wire that was crossed somehow. I don't know if it's been a hiccup in the instructions. I did look at some of the forums, and some guys were saying the same thing. So we flipped the wires around, wired everything back into the clutch switch. The two-step now works, and it is a little rowdy. It's pretty cool to do this because all it takes is two little screw adjustments. You can adjust it by the 1000 RPMs or the 100, and it does really good. It surprises me. But let's go ahead, got it wired up, go ahead and test it. It works. We got the bike to work. The Launchmaster works great. It's pretty easy to use. It just sucked that we had that issue with the instructions. We wired everything to a T, hooked up the switch exactly how it said, and I kept having those issues. I don't know what the deal was, but anyway, we got everything figured out. Two-step works, as you guys saw. It seems like it'll do great. We're going to be hitting the track tomorrow night and doing another test and tune. And we're really going to try and feel it out. Right now, that two-step was 4,500 RPMs. We're going to put it at about 4 flat, maybe less, and just get the feel for it. Just throughout the night, we'll probably just bump it up, maybe 500 RPMs each, if we get that many runs. I don't want to send it too hard. I'm not going to try and do like some 10K launches or some shit like that. That's way too much for this bike, especially on the setup that it is. If it was longer, I'd probably launch it harder than that, but For the most part, it's very easy to install this. Simple plug and play wiring harness. Very easy adjustments here on the front of the box. Just use a small flathead. You can adjust by the 1,000 RPMs, by the 100, and yeah. So right now she's set at 4,500 RPMs, and that little bit of two-step was at 4,500. So now, like I said, we'll be at the track tomorrow and get to test it all out. All right, guys. Hope you like the video. If you do, give it a thumbs up. If you want to know anything more about the MSD Launchmaster, go ahead and comment down below, and I'll get back to you as soon as I can. Also have the link for the MSD Launchmaster on Schnitz.com or SchnitzRacing.com down below. You guys can check them out. I pretty much go to Schnitz for all my stuff. They're great, fast shipping, and their tech support. They know what they're talking about. You can usually get some help if you have a question on a part. But yeah, I'll catch you guys in the next one. Remember, ride safe, ride smart, always wear your helmet. Don't forget to subscribe, and I'll catch you guys later.